Time with PJ Gangsta. I am Jae B Wells, your hostess. And we have another guest for you today. Could you give us a shout out about how to find you on your websites and your social media?
Sure. My name is AleaMor, and you can find me. My website is aleamor.com. That is ALEAMOR.com. And you can find me on social medias with my handle at AleaMorX. That is ALEAMORX.
So, Ali, tell me what you do.
So I do music, and I also do like artsy photography, music videos. Currently working on some big stuff, some big projects. I have released two full tracks that I completed from my three-song collection ideas, which is very exciting, and it makes me feel good that, to be able to complete those things.
And that's coming out just here soon, right? Did you
That's
say?
coming out soon. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you have a
So
date yet? Or,
I don't have a date, but I'm hoping it should be spring 2021.
okay. So, what are you doing in between now and then to help you get ready for this?
Well, I'm practicing a lot of how to promote my stuff because even though I do it, I'm not very good at promoting it myself. So I'm learning how to do that even more with especially with social media because there's sort of a barrier right there. So I do on my social medias, I do mostly like creative photographs. So I don't really advertise that much my music. So I'm trying to learn a little bit more on how to be successful at that.
Well, being successful just means being yourself because there are so many different marketing tactics that works for one person that doesn't work for another. So it's definitely a learning process.
Oh, for sure. And you know, it's like they say, it's a journey, not a destination, which is so exciting. I get to make so many new relationships, just learning from different people.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, um, have you got any music out before this music is coming out? Can you name some of the songs that you've worked on?
Sure. Well, I haven't officially released anything like say Spotify or all those other platforms. It's mostly been my SoundCloud and I have released Offended, which was like the very first song that I actually completed, and then Delirious. And recently I just finished a very personal song called Tears.
Tears. Now tell me about Tears. Why is it so personal?
It's so personal because, you know, the night that I wrote it, I was in a very how do
Dark
I put it?
place? Dark place?
I don't want to say dark. Very stressful
Yeah.
time. So, it's when you start getting those thoughts in your head that say, I'm tired of living. I'm getting this over with. And so it was, I don't want to say dark, but it's like mentally unstable. And
No, yeah.
so it's very personal to relive those moments. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but I feel like it's a story that I want to share with everyone. It's not all colorful and track after track. There's like a real, very human part to me.
So can you give me a heads up how did you take your written work and put it into music? Do you play a musical instrument? Tell me about the process.
First, I come up with I have like a thought that I get inspired, and suddenly I find a melody within myself, and I sort of start humming it, and then I say this needs to go be recorded, and so I go into my phone, I open up GarageBand, I start recording my voice, and then I go along with all the little instruments that it comes with, and something will pop up, something will sound right, and I say, this is it. This is the beginning of
That's the
something.
beginning. I guess I haven't heard of that app or what you're talking about. Can you make it the musical instruments to the beats that you want?
Yeah, so it's GarageBand is a little app on the iPhone. It comes with instruments, but it also comes with like loops of instruments that are already saved into the software. So it makes it a little bit easier.
And so you're taking this music and you're sharing it with the world. What is your goals in how do you want to make a difference in the world?
My goal is to, get to do what I've always wanted to do, and I sort of reflect in myself, what other people can do. Like, if you put your mind into something you really, really want, you can make it happen. And that message. It happens to throughout all my songs. Like, I could be down and I could be feeling really weak and I could be feeling depressed, but just thinking about that dream, like, there's still a bit of hope there, and that I've been hanging by that hope for so long, and suddenly, I can accomplish amazing things.
Exactly, exactly. So, you said that you did some photography too, or did I misunderstand you?
So yeah, it's more like creative photography for my social media.
Hmm.
Um, I play with the makeup and the looks and the clothing. So that's a part of that I want to incorporate into my music. Very artistic concept.
So the photographs complement the music then, correct?
For sure, the photographs sort of reflect what I, see in my mind when I play the music.
So, what do you do? How did you learn about the makeup process? How do you did you learn from YouTube videos, or how did you learn?
So
Because
you're
I suck at doing makeup. I really do. About the only makeup I ever wear is like blush and lipstick and eyeliner and that or mascara, and that's about it. So I am definitely curious about this makeup process.
so yeah, my artistic side, I do know how to draw on paper like little cartoons, and you just get creative with colorings. There was a point in my life where I was really into painting with acrylics, and so I learned from that. I didn't realize much later, like my face is a blank canvas. I could put stuff on it too.
Yeah,
And so, that kind of helped there. And, I just started exploring, like, well, I see all these photographs on social media, like, they are so beautiful. They look like pieces of art, and they are. It's just like they're using their faces as canvas.
absolutely, absolutely. It's kind of scary what they can do with makeup these days.
For sure.
So, how long did it take you to learn how to do the makeup?
Um, well, I've been exploring. I can't say that I'm an expert. I just go with whatever I feel like. But I take basic concepts from social media tutorials like YouTube tutorials. It's basically certain colors go under the eye and certain colors go on top. Yeah, and I mean, I'm no expert by any means. I just dare to explore and learn.
Do you have any of? Can you name any of your favorite makeup artists or favorite bands that you listen to for your inspiration?
So my favorite channel for any sort of makeup is called Nikki Tutorials. Yeah, she's so talented, and there's also Wayne Cross, who is more of a licensed cosmetologist, makeup artist sort of thing. So there's several, but those are the two I go to.
What about bands?
Bands,
Music. What music inspired you to become a musician? Why did you want to become a musician?
sure. Music is something that I've wanted to do since I was very little, and for me, the attraction to it was seeing all these big performances on TV. There's big productions, especially on award shows. That just grabbed my attention. I said I want to be on the stage one day, and that's sort of what attracted me. And then I want to express myself in music. I have a hard time expressing myself on a day-to-day basis, so
Yeah.
music is sort of my escape, my little treasure, where I can really really express myself. People can see my message through my music. So that is sort of the inspiration that got me into music, and I love performing. I love when I can put a little bit of art, music, and
Yeah.
performance into a solid piece. I love that.
Um, you must have a good supportive network that that has supported you in your dreams? Friends, family?
I do have a lot of friends that support this, my dream. They encourage me to do it. I do also have the support of my family, though they're a little bit more on the, you're delusional kind of part, but that's okay. You know, um, I'm the first one to try this sort of thing, like to actually go in a different direction than what was expected of me. So I understand. I don't blame anyone, and I just appreciate all the support I can get. It just makes me feel good, and it makes me feel good. I hope that it can transcend to them. That feeling can transcend to everyone.
What would you tell somebody that wanted to follow their dreams?
I would tell them to just go for it. Go for it. I'm not gonna say that the road is like straight up. It's gonna be a rocky road, but you hold on to that dream, and you take steps to do it, and suddenly you'll be amazed by yourself what you can accomplish.
That's pretty cool. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that haven't I know that you have something on your mind, but I haven't asked the question. So what is it that you're telepathically telling me that I'm not asking you?
Uh, I, just give my message like dare to dream big. That's what I tell myself every time. Um, so coming from a Latino Hispanic background, I was taught to be very sort of obedient, obedient to the system. That likes to crush people's dreams down and likes to leave them broken. But I say dare to dream big. Dare to dream. It's like they say you aim for the moon and you could end up in the stars. And so that's how I go about it, and I try to put that message there in my music and my visuals.
So with the Latino Hispanic background, do you have any of those kind of beats? I mean, cause like I like listening to was it Daddy Yankee?
Daddy Yankee, I love
Yes.
that. So
You,
I
you
haven't
like
I haven't delved into that sort of rhythm yet.
yeah.
I do love it, but I haven't delved into it just because like the Hispanic Latino community is very sort of new to somebody like me. So, I mean, it's not like I don't see it in my future, just not at this moment.
So you don't. So what kind of music beats do you use then? I mean, culturally sounding. I mean, is it pop? Is it rock?
So my sound is mostly pop
Okay.
oriented, and with a twist there of future bass, which is, future bass is it's its own genre, but you can combine them two to make them sound good. And so that's sort of where I'm leaning more and more.
And why are you leaning in that direction?
I love the sound of just EDM, and like raves, and like I said in my performance, I love that sort of energy where I can give a little choreograph, a little hip, a little this, a little that, and then just get the audience like yeah, like I'm saying, transcending my feeling, like get the audience pumped up.
Have you performed in front of anybody?
I have performed in several events. I started performing in nonprofit events, with their fundraisers, and that's sort of where I started discovering this love for performing and being on stage. And then I have also stepped out into other events, and recently my latest one was the GRM Awards. What an experience!
What that is an experience. What nonprofits did you work with?
So
Are
I
you
work
allowed to
here.
say?
I can say, and give them a shout out for the amazing work that they're doing over here. So right here, there's some local nonprofits. One is called Communities for a Better Environment, which is an environmental nonprofit that fights for environmental justice, and then also Planting Justice that fights for food justice. They're doing some amazing work over here in East Oakland.
What songs did you perform for them?
For them, I performed the songs from certain songs from my first collection, because it was what I had at the moment. especially Dear Fear. It was sort of like it's sort of like my anthem to begin with because I don't know, I have this concept in my mind where like I don't want to live in fear, and fear is a lot of a root cause of many of our, troubles today in society, just fear of the unknown and fear of things. But I don't want to come from a place of like hate towards fear. I just want to
Hmm.
say thank you, and it's even in my lyrics. I say thank you for the madness and thank you for the pain, but love wins the game at the end of the day. And so, take it aside, leave it in the box, and just dare to explore.
Now, was that part of those lyrics that you just mentioned? Is that part of Dear Fear?
Yes, that is part of your fear.
Can you give us some more lyrics? I mean, because there's a lot of people suffering from being afraid of their own shadow right now. So if there was a way to remind them to that fear is the mind killer and that we can't give into it, can you give us some more examples of the lyrics?
Sure. Fear, please step outside and step away from me because love survives. And so that means, sometimes we get all up in our heads. We can't escape our own minds, but it's really about stepping out of that box and seeing things in a bigger perspective. You were born and you have such a long journey. Time is so short for us to be dwelling in, negative stuff.
Yep.
um, so we gotta make the most of it. We gotta dare be that darer,
You got to dare to be different.
dare to be different for sure.
That's a definitely the biggest way of marketing is being yourself and being different.
For sure, ironically, is what makes us all the same. We're all different, and we have different perspectives, different experiences. But in a sense, that's what makes us all the same.
So, real quick again, how do people find you on social media, and how do they book you for charity organizations?
Sure. Well, again, my website is AleaMor.com, AleAmor.com, and that'll take you to my sort of like my website. You can see when I'm performing, you can see the latest tracks, and then my handle is the same across all social medias, and that is at AleaMorX. That's at AleAmorX, and currently on Instagram, SoundCloud, my music, YouTube, my visuals, and Facebook. I'm trying to get into Facebook because I see that that's where most of the people are. And then for like booking me, it's my email aliamor@fragunos.com, and that should be on my website at the very bottom.
Now, whereabouts are you located?
So I'm located here in the East Bay, East Oakland specifically, San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, I wasn't quite for sure where you were at. Um, have what kind of reception do you have around there? Do
I
people look forward to seeing you in concert?
Well, mostly by friends. Mostly my friends have been through this journey, and also, the people that I meet along the way. Like, I met so many talented and amazing folks at the GRM Awards, and they're so supportive, and they're doing some amazing stuff. I can help by be a Twitter stan of them. They're, especially Tiffany Love, shout out. But yeah, that excites me. That gives me good energy, knowing that there are some people there that are looking forward to my growth, and
Yeah.
I'm just happy to share it with them.
Are you able to give anybody a shout out?
Shout out! I have two people. That's at Ice. Ice is the very first person that I met here in the music scene, and surprisingly, she has her roots here where I live, which was such a nice coincidence. She's been so kind and she's so helpful, and giving me an insight into the music scene here. And then Tiffany Love, she's an amazing rapper. She's so awesome. She's been so friendly to me every time we've been able to meet. So those two persons right now are sort of like They're like my sisters.
Yeah. Now, do you have music videos out?
So I have one experimental music video out. It's called Heart is Broken. I shot it myself on the phone. And it's sort of an experimental as to, the direction that I want to go in terms of visuals for my upcoming music. Um, yeah, but it's up on YouTube.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what you can shoot whole movies with phones. It's pretty scary technology these days.
Oh, for sure. And it just goes to show that, the art is available to anyone. All you need is the motivation and the talent. You don't need big equipment.
Yeah, that's right. So, is there anything else before I start giving a shout out to my sponsors that you want to mention to the crowd?
Well, just want to say that, be on the lookout for Love Heart, my EP, in early 2021. I'm gonna make it happen for
Sweet.
sure. I'm gonna make it happen.
Good deal. Well, I hate to wrap things up, but I am Jae B Wells. You have been tuned in to Tea Time with PJ Gangsta. Don't forget to check out Nap Weaponry in Wichita, Kansas, Al's Old Bookstore in Wichita, Kansas, K-Town Tire and Auto in Kingman, Kansas, and In Cahoots in Pratt, Kansas. There's a shout out to KJAG Radio for hosting this show. And I tell you what, it's been fun to kick it with Tea Time with PJ Gangsta.